Hi Sheddies, it's me, Eddie Stevens. I'm out here in the Bosque again, where I've been running for over 15 years now, not non-stop, obviously. I'm tired. It's February 6th, my son's birthday. That's right, I have kids. I have 3 beautiful children. A couple of fucking ugly ones too. I don't like to talk about them, to be honest. Really just proves that I have had sex. That's why I first had a child. I was kind of a late developer in terms of relationships, and I think no one believed I could get laid, so I made a little sex trophy. Got 3 of them now. I keep on the mantelpiece. This one, 2004, came first in that. This one, 2008, also came first. And then 2013 came first. Always first place. February 6th, middle of fucking winter. And it's hot and beautiful here in New Mexico. Not always like this. We had snow recently, but it's just weird. It's unseasonable. It's warm for the time of the year. So Steve Borthwick has announced his squad to face France, and I'm going to give you my worthless opinions on that. First off, biggest news probably is the switch, the big Smith switch. Marcus to fullback, Finn coming in to start. Is this a good idea against France? I don't think anyone really knows. I mean, France are a very complete side, obviously a very fast side, and I can see the argument in not wanting to start Freddie Stewart, who's not the quickest, especially defensively, can be turned easily. Marcus will be quicker. Is he better in defence from fullback than Freddie Stewart? I suppose we'll find out. It's a shame, in my opinion, that we don't have Joe Carpenter there, who is the most complete fullback in the country and should have been starting from against Ireland, and we would have won if he had been. If Borthwick had just fucking listened to me. Borthwick, you big ugly bent-nosed bald prick. But it's a gamble, isn't it? And we won't know until we know. Chances are, if it goes horribly wrong and we get our asses kicked, it still doesn't prove anything, because could have happened no matter which team we started. If it goes well, good. I'm excited to see Mitchell and Smith starting together, the 2 Northampton halfbacks. It reminds me of back in the day in the 90s, because I'm old as fuck, when Dawson and Grayson first started for England. And I remember arguing with my father's friend about this, because he referred to his entire argument against. I said they were going to be great, and they proved themselves to be. But my dad's friend, his entire argument was that Dawson and Grayson sounded like something from Watch with Mother. And that's fucking old. That's older than me. If you get that reference, sorry. Not much time left for you. I really like the look of the back row. The back row that I've been wanting this whole time is Ted Hill, Ben Earl at 7. Sorry, Ted Hill at 6, Ben Earl at 7, and Tom Willis at 8. So it's almost that. And I'm sort of okay with keeping Tom Curry at 6, given that he did play really well last week. Even though his form as of late hasn't been that great. But I think you got to reward the way that he played last weekend, so that makes sense to me. Ben Earl, a lot of people writing off Ben Earl, which I think is really stupid. They're acting like he's in terrible form. No, he's not had a great game in a while, but he's still quality, and I would have probably... Oh, you know what? I think I did say that I'd probably have him on the bench and have exactly this back row. So, well done me. The rest of the team, nothing really to write home about. I mean, let's face it, that's a really weird thing to do. Write a letter home to your house about the England team. That'd be fucking weird. Who'd you live with? Your wife? I remember when I was married, a friend of mine and I were checking out this girl, or really I was checking out a girl, and I was like, oh, she's all right. And he goes, yeah, she's all right, nothing to write home about. And I was like, why the fuck would I write home about a girl? That's where my wife lives. Dear wife, saw a really hot chick today. Hope you don't mind. Love, Eddie Stevens, Rugby Ranter Banter. Elliot Daly on the bench. No. Whatever. I think Tom Roebuck is really unlucky to not be in there. But Ollie Slightholme is he the fastest in the squad? He must be. And that could come in handy, but I got a bad feeling about this game, to be honest with you. I hope I'm proven wrong, and I often am, but I don't think it's going to go that well. I don't know what we can do about it. I do think last week wasn't as bad as a lot of people are acting like, and the referee played a big part in why we were unable to really compete. If you want to know what I'm talking about, check out my podcast. I got quiet there because I came across another human way out here in the bosque, and I had to kill him. Where was I? Fuck. Other than that, Chesham on the bench. I think it's much of the same, isn't it? I think, all in all, I'm quite happy with the squad because at least it's interesting. You know, he could have stuck with the exact same squad as last week, and I'd have been pretty tempted to do that, to be honest with you. I don't know if this is a good idea. It seems like everything just goes wrong, you know, with Steve Borthwick. I don't necessarily think he's a bad coach or that he's a bad selector or anything like that, but we just seem to be stuck in a rut. And I don't feel like changing halfbacks and starting Marcus at fullback is going to really change that. I don't know. I suspect to be honest, I've got a feeling it's going to go really, really bad. Now, if you've listened to my podcast, you'll know that I am blessed with the Shidas touch. King Midas had the Midas touch, where everything he touched turned to gold. Everything I touch turns to shite. And that is true with my rugby predictions, my rugby observations, my life in general, to be honest with you. So, you know, the fact that I'm saying that it's probably going to go horribly wrong isn't necessarily a bad thing, because I might shite us the whole situation and flip it so that England win. But now that I've said that, I've now countered that. Okay? But now that I've countered it, it's flipping back again. It's going to go on forever. Does that make sense? Bottom line is, England to start well, have some moments, end up losing by a record number of points, and everyone will want Borthwick to be fired, and he probably will be. Goodbye.